Why are linear equations so important for modeling real-world data? Imagine trying to predict how much money you'll spend on groceries each week or how fast a car is going based on the distance it covers. These everyday situations involve relationships that stay steady over time. That's where linear equations come into play. They help us understand how one thing changes in relation to another in a simple, straightforward way. Linear equations are formulas that show a constant rate of change between two quantities. They usually look like y equals m times x plus b here. Y depends on x. M is how fast y changes when changes, and b is where the line starts on the graph. This clear setup makes it easy to see how variables are connected. Think about renting a bike. You pay a fixed fee plus a certain amount for each mile you ride. You can write this as a linear equation. Total cost equals the fee plus the cost per mile times the miles you ride. This equation helps you figure out how much you'll spend for any number of miles. If you ride 10 miles, you can plug that into the equation to find out the total cost. If you ride 20 miles, just change the number, and you get the new total. Using linear equations is like having a map for many real-world problems. You start by identifying what you know and what you want to find out. Then, you turn those words into a math sentence. Next, you solve the equation to get your answer or make a prediction. This process works for calculating speed from distance and time, figuring out wages based on hours worked, or estimating how a population grows over the years. One reason they are so helpful is because you can use data points to find the slope or rate of change, and then write an equation that fits the situation. Once you have the equation, you can easily predict future values by plugging in different numbers. This helps you see how changing one thing affects another, like how increasing your daily steps might relate to your overall health. Learning to write and understand these equations also builds a solid base for more advanced algebra. It makes abstract ideas more concrete and connects math to real life. When you see how a simple formula can describe many situations, it becomes easier to understand and use math confidently. In the end, linear equations are important because they give us a simple way to model constant rate relationships. They help us understand how variables are connected, solve real problems, and make predictions. Plus, they strengthen your overall math skills, making more complex ideas easier to grasp in the future.